test and make sure this is broadcasting here.
Good morning, good afternoon.
Very good. All right. And we're on Facebook. Very nice. Baruch Hashem. Okay. Shalom. Okay. Here comes our melody for today. That's the first piece. Let's try it together. Next piece is like this. Let's try that together. So let's do that whole thing. Here's the last part, very similar but with different ending. Let's try that together. Let's try the whole second part, A and B together. Check the live stream feed right now because it looks like perhaps something's going on here. Okay, looks like it's all good. For a moment it looked not good, but everybody's making nice comments. Good to see Lillian and Ruth and Susan and Amiel. Baruch Hashem, so I'm assuming we're good and we're not glitching out. If we do glitch out, please write a comment because now I can see it, unlike in the past. All right, we're going to do the whole melody and just join in when you feel you got the whole thing. Good morning, good afternoon to everybody. Looks like we're good. Baruch Hashem. Good morning to those who are on Facebook and who I can see, and those who are on the portal live stream feed who I can't see. Greetings to you as well. Several years ago, when my brother-in-law was getting married in Costa Rica, my father visited from New York to come to the wedding in Costa Rica, and we stayed at this hotel, which was a very funny place because it was a huge hotel complex with many buildings. It wasn't just one building. It was almost like a condominium complex. That's what it looked like, but it was actually a hotel. And the strange thing about that was that there was nobody else there except my father and me and some of the other wedding guests. For some reason, I don't know why, maybe they were just opening or something. But we were down by the pool at some point, just my father and myself. And my father said, "So Brian, have you figured out the meaning of life yet?" And I said, "Well, that's the easy part. The hard part is living it." So I'm telling this story because recently I got an email from somebody, and I can't remember who it is, but I'll post it at another time. But some publication, some kind of online publication website, something or other, that contacts different people who are kind of in the spiritual field, or maybe not even spiritual, maybe other fields as well, and asks them to put into writing what is the meaning of life. And this person told me it should be 200 words, 900 maximum, which is actually a very small number of words to try to put something down, and invited me to write what the meaning of life was so that they could post it. And so I said sure, but I didn't write it yet, and it's due, I think, today. Today's the 25th. Yeah, I think they said it was due today. So I figured I would feed two birds with one plate and try to put this meaning of life thing in today's lesson, and it's the perfect Parsha for that, actually. Maybe every Parsha is the perfect Parsha for that, but this is really, really the perfect Parsha. So this week is Parshat Re'eh, and Re'eh means see. It means see, be aware. Re'eh anochi noten lifnechem hayom. See, I give before you today bracha uklala, blessing and curse. Et habracha, the blessing, asher tishma'u et mitzvot Adonai Elohechem. Blessing if you listen to the mitzvot that Hashem, your divinity, asher nochi mitzvah etchem hayom, that I am mitzvahizing to you today. Haklala v'haklala, and the curse, im lo tishma'u, if you don't listen, el mitzvot Adonai Elohechem. V'sartem min haderech, and instead you turn away from the path, asher anochi mitzaveh etchem hayom, you turn away from the path that I am mitzvahizing to you today. Lalechet acharei Elohim achirim, in order to walk after other gods, asher lo yadatem, that you don't actually know. Psh, what an amazing two verses we have here. Of course, these verses can be taken in a very literal way, and you may know the literal interpretation, which it makes sense in the context of where this is given, is that Moses is talking to the Israelites before they go over the Jordan River into the land, and trying to prepare them for how to live when they have their own land, and saying, look, it's up to you. You can have blessing, you can have curse. If you follow these commandments, these mitzvot, you're going to have blessing. If not, it's going to be not a good time for you, because you'll be turn away from the commandments, you'll run after these other pagan gods, and so on and so forth. That's the historical understanding of the text in the context of the narrative. But like so many verses, this is so pregnant with something much deeper. First of all, Re'eh anochi noten lifnechem hayom bracha uklala. So today is placed before us. Today. This means today. It doesn't mean the today back then. It means this day. Bracha uklala, blessing or curse. Et habracha asher tishma'u, blessing if you listen, okay? V'haklala im lo tishma'u, and curse if you don't listen. Now, why didn't it just say, Re'eh anochi noten lifnechem hayom bracha im tishma'u, uklala im lo tishma'u? Why did it have to say bracha uklala twice? First it says, I place before you blessing and curse, bracha uklala, and this is the blessing and this is the curse. So it mentions these words, blessing and curse, 2 times. There's such a wonderful hint in here. What is the hint? Okay. There's 2 levels of blessing and curse. To look up, I needed different glasses. There's 2 levels of blessing. There's 2 kinds of blessing and curse. What's the first kind of blessing and curse? The first kind of blessing and curse is the one about which the divine is telling us constantly, Notein lifnechem hayom bracha uklala. Today, there are going to be blessings and curses placed before you. It's not conditional. It's not based on, like, if you behave well, you're going to have the blessings, and if not, you're going to have the curses. No. It's saying that inherent to reality itself, inherent to being a human being, life is filled with blessings and curses. It's not reward and punishment. It's just the way things are. It's the way it is. That's the first blessing and curse. And what are we being told about it? Re'eh, you have to see that this is the way life is. Life contains blessing and curses. And if you really see that, then you understand the blessing and curse coming to you from this point of view of Anocheni notein lifnechem hayom. They're coming to us from the hands of God. What does that mean? Why is that important? Because God is a relational word. It's not a theological, the point is not to take it theologically. The point is not to believe in some idea of God. The point is the heart. When we say the word God, or we say Hashem, or the divine, or anything like that, the point is that there's a surrenderedness and a recognition of that which is beyond our understanding, and that which is beyond our limited self, that which is beyond our control, that which is the source of all things, that which is creating us right now, that which allows us to live in this moment. So the point is humility. The point is receiving this moment from the hands of the divine. I put it in quotes. I'm making quote sign because it's not about some belief in God. It's about what's your attitude toward how you're receiving this moment. Regardless of your belief, obviously, reality is beyond our understanding and beyond our control, and it is the source from which we are created. Whether you use the word reality or use the word God, it's the same thing. But the word God connotates, or connotes, I'm not sure the right word there, connotes an attitude of reverence, an attitude of surrender, an attitude of prayerfulness. I'm receiving the bracha and the klala. I'm receiving the bracha and the klala as what the divine is given to me. I'm bowing before what is given to me. That's the first bracha uklala. That's a conscious decision we have to make, because if there's only bracha, people say, well, what's the meaning if there's all this suffering and pain in the world? What's the meaning of life? Why is it? It's like there's no meaning at all. No, that is the meaning. That's the whole meaning, is that if bracha were the only thing that were coming to us, we would be no different from a baby in the womb, totally taken care of, but with absolutely no consciousness of it whatsoever. The only way we can consciously receive blessing is if we are exposed to blessing and klala, if life has a polarity to it, and we can consciously receive both of them, embrace both of them, embrace the pain and the joy. Embrace the pain and the joy from coming to us as something from the divine. Now why? Why would we do that? What's the point of that? Well, it tells us then in the next verse, Et habracha asher tishma'u el mitzvot. A mitzvah means a commandment, and the ordinary meaning of mitzvah are the commandments we have to do, like light Shabbat candles and don't steal and things like that, and ethical commandments, which of course we have to well, they're not all ethical. Some of them are ritual, some of them are ethical, but they basically have to do with the outer form of Judaism, the life path of Judaism. But on a deeper level, the mitzvot, commandment, means what's happening. It means what's actually happening in this moment. To receive it as emanating from the divine, it's the mitzvah of the divine. It's the mitzvah is also related to the word tzaveh, which is the Aramaic word for connect. And so if we are doing tishma'u el mitzvot, that means listening to the mitzvah. That means we are being aware of what is happening in this moment as coming from the divine. It's what I was just talking about in the first sentence. Both of these sensory metaphors, re'eh, you should see, and tishma'u, you shall listen, have slightly different connotations. Maybe we'll get to that in a moment. But let's just take them both for now as being metaphors for, they're both different ways of saying to be aware or to receive. So we receive this moment with all of its blessings and with all of its curses. We simply receive it as the mitzvah of the divine. That is, that means we're bowing before it. We're seeing it as authority. What is right now has authority. And then what do we get from that? We get et habracha. There's a blessing, there's a blessedness that we gain access to, which is a different kind of blessedness than the first kind. The first kind of bracha uklala means pleasure and pain. It means joy and sorrow. It means life and death. It means happiness and bitterness. These are all the facts of existence. This is what every single person has to deal with this, despite, the happy posts on Facebook. Every single person has a good helping of both of these things. And yet, for some people, even the blessings seem like curses. And for other people, even the curses can become blessings. How do the curses become blessings? If we can receive them fully from the divine. And Asher Nochi Metzavetchem Hayom, that it's being commanded today, meaning that what's really important is that we bring our awareness into what is fully present in this moment, because otherwise we do the default is that the mind is constantly imagining reality into existence. So much of our suffering that we experience is not actually what's coming from this moment, but from what we're thinking about this coming in the future, or things that we're dwelling on that we're unhappy about in the past. But Anochi mitzaveh etchem hayom, there's something being commanded in this moment. And we can open ourselves to it right now. What happens if we start to live fully in this moment? A circumstance in life may come that is very disturbing, and we understand it, meaning that we hold it on the level of thought. And to the degree that we hold it, we bring ourselves into this klala consciousness. Without denying that or pushing it away or trying to change it or trying to whitewash it, we can bring our consciousness into this moment, into what's actually being received, including those thoughts. Oh, there's a thought happening. There comes the thought. Okay. And here's my breathing. And there's the sunlight. There's the sound of a bird. There's a bracha-ness, a blessedness that transcends the other bracha uklala, the duality of pleasure and pain, of disturbance and peace. And that is already inherent in our attention, in our consciousness. And we come into consciousness by seeing what is metzaveh etchem hayom, the emanation of this moment as it is. V'haklala im lo tishma'u. If we're refusing to listen to what this moment is, and instead we're getting carried away in the world of thought to something that's not actually present, but we're getting carried away like a flash flood that comes. That's how it is sometimes. A flash flood comes. And we might have been very present a moment ago, walking along, enjoying, being present. All of a sudden a flash flood comes and you're taken away. But this is a flash flood of thought. Perhaps we get some news, or something doesn't work. I don't know. Every day something like this happens. Bracha uklala is constantly being put before us. And yet if we say, oh, okay, there's the flood, there's the emotions, there's the thoughts, there it all is. And it's all mitzvot Hashem. It's all emanating from reality itself, from the source of all. It's all just coming. So therefore, I'm going to simply be with it. I'm simply going to receive it as it is in this moment. There's klala there, there's unpleasantness, there's disturbance. But in receiving it, there is peace. In receiving it, there's the bracha that is asher tishma'u al mitzvot Hashem. Look at that. It's 10:58. I have a whole other piece for this, but I'm going to save it for Tuesday, because this is enough, really. This is the essence of it. So, in the morning blessings, that is the traditional prayers from which almost all the chants that we do come from. In the morning blessings, there is this piece of a prayer. It's a paragraph that comes at the end of the morning blessings, and it says, actually I'm going to write it in the comments so you can see it here, but you can also see it in the other post underneath. There we go. Let's see. There we go. You should be able to see that. Tenenu hayom uvachol yom. Give today and every day. Lechein ulechesed ulerachamim be'einecha. Chein means grace. So what is grace? Grace is just goodness that's coming, that we didn't earn, we didn't work for it. It's just goodness that's there. That's certainly a dimension of our experience right now that we can tune into. Chesed means loving kindness. That means loving kindness is, I want to tune into this, to the chesed actually is not something we're receiving, but an attitude of giving. So in our meditation, we become aware of the grace of simply being, the grace of this peace that's part of us when we tune in. And chesed means the offering of our awareness, as we do from the heart, giving our awareness to this moment as the very most basic chesed there is, basic loving kindness. And rachamim is the same as loving kindness, but it's a loving kindness that you're giving even when that's not the impulse to give loving kindness. Okay, so interpersonally, and this is very appropriate coming up on the month of Elul, which is going to start next Shabbat, leading into high holidays. Rachamim is such an important activity. It's the basis of forgiveness, because we know in our minds that someone did something that we don't like, and yet we can give understanding, we can give loving kindness, even though that's not what was naturally elicited from us. So that's the rachamim. Rachamim is the same as chesed, but but it's given anyway. And so that's interpersonally, but in terms of our practice right now, it has to do with how we relate to the bracha uklala. When we experience klala, that is, we experience disturbance, of course, our inner tendency is to turn away from it. Ugh, I don't want to give attention to you. This is a horrible thought. This is a horrible feeling. And so this is where the rachamim comes in. That we're going to give, even though that's not our impulse, we're going to do it anyway. We're going to receive it. Asher nochi metzave etchem hayom. That this moment is given to us from the divine. It always contains within it some elements of blessing and curse, bracha klala, and we receive the grace, the unearned gift of being able to tap into the deep peace, the deep inner resource of presence itself, of our awareness itself. And therefore we offer from the heart our consciousness. That's chesed, and we offer it even to the klala, even to that which is disturbing. That's the rachamim. So that chen chesed rachamim, grace, kindness, and mercy sometimes is the shorthand for that. That all of that is inherent in our presence right now. Teinenu hayom, to grant in this moment, u'v'chol yom, and in all moments, these things. So this chant really contains the whole thing right within it. Like this. Forgot to say, be'einecha means in your eyes, remembering that means that the eyes of the divine are consciousness itself. This is the consciousness of reality, the consciousness of the divine seeing through our eyes. The divine is already present as our own awareness, looking through our own eyes, hearing through our own ears. coming into meditation, bringing right hand to your heart. Offering awareness fully to the bracha and the klala, receiving everything as the mitzvah Hashem, as something that emanates from that which we bow to, that which we are surrendered to. And offering awareness from the heart with lecha, deep breath in. Lecha. And left hand to the belly, awareness flowing downward from the heart, saturating all of your organs, bringing healing energy down into your body, to all of your organs, flowing downward through your legs and feet and toes, flowing upwards into your heart, into your chest, into your shoulders and neck, upper back, flowing down your arms to your hands and fingers, saturating the whole form of your body with awareness, flowing upward into your face, into your facial muscles, into your brain, to your nervous system, bringing smile to your lips to express the chen and chesed and rachamim, all expressions of benevolence, of the willingness and openness of presence to be with. And anchoring this body awareness with Nase. Deep breath in. Nase. Right hand coming to forehead. Becoming aware of all the space around you. The space within, the space beyond. Is all actually not separate from this simple, unbroken field of presence that you are. V'nishma, deep breath in. V'nishma. Atahu now is the divine. You are the divine. Atya, he. And just bringing that chant inward, allowing the mind to rest in the vibration, letting your awareness rest lovingly in the body and on the flow of your breathing, letting the chant reel you back in when thoughts arise, accepting and noticing the thoughts as part of the present moment, not getting drawn into their world, but seeing them, acknowledging them, no resistance at all, no judgment, just the simple intention to come back to this moment is the most simple, basic judgment that's being made, is just to say yes to everything that is, and coming back to rest in this moment. And we'll be in silence for about 13 minutes. today's meditation, bringing right hand to the heart. Once again, offering awareness to the fullness of Hayom, to both the bracha and the klala, the pleasant and the unpleasant, in its fullness, in its completeness, with lecha, deep breath in, lecha. Bringing left hand to the belly, feeling awareness down into all of your organs, giving light, healing energy to your body, so that your body is a temple for awareness intentionally being brought into connection all the way down to the akev, all the way down to your heels, through your legs and feet and toes, rising up into your heart and lungs and chest, shoulders and neck, down through your arms and hands and fingers, to your face, your brain, your facial muscles, your skull, all of your bones, all of your body systems, feeling the flow of your breathing. With Na'aseh, deep breath in, Na'aseh. Becoming aware of the awareness itself that is not confined to the body, vast and open field of presence, including everything that you perceive. Venishma, deep breath in, Venishma. Come into this week, the beginning of the week of Shabbat Re'eh, the Shabbat of seeing. May we fully see our situation. May we let go of any denial, any resistance to the nature of what it means to be in a physical body. And in doing so, connect with the inner blessing that is present when we become present, that is inherent in our awareness when we become aware of the awareness, that receives this moment as it is, that comes out from entanglement, comes out from being lost in the dream of thought, in the dream of feeling, fully embracing the thought and the feeling, but knowing yourself as beyond all of that, as the bracha of Tishma'u, the bracha of Shema, the blessing of awareness itself. Osei shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, v'al kol Yisrael, v'al kol ha'olam v'yamru, amen. Thank you everybody for tuning in and spending this time together. And next live stream will be Tuesday. Baruch Hashem. So long.